USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show, starring Ian Pelham Turner and Helena CHARD. Brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence, Investors in People. This program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes, building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I find I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school, this class is the best, this is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we have evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.
Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Princess Diana's pretty engagement pink blouse is ready to fly at auction.
King Charles goes to COP28.
Doctor Who returns and he has his own shop.
And would you believe it, James Bond had a hand in creating the Christmas tree at Trafalgar Square. All this and more on Royally Rich Lifestyle Show on ALB UK television. My name is Ian Pelham Turner.
And I am Helena CHARD.
Let's roll the titles and let's get on with the show.
So, starting off with Princess Diana's 1981 engagement portrait blouse, an absolutely beautiful, exquisite blouse. She was photographed by Snowden, and the special shot wearing this blouse was put into Vogue, a really special shot. It was designed by Elizabeth and David Emanuel, who then went on to design her wedding dress. It was previously on display at Kensington Palace, which showed off Diana's whole collection of clothes, and that was her fashion story in 2019. But this special blouse, which actually coincided also with her engagement, is set to fly at Julian's auctions.
How much do you think they're going to pay?
Well, it's going to be about $100,000, so at least $79,000 they've said. So that's pretty good going, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Absolutely. And Diana's obviously very much in the news. A bottle of Dom Perignon Royal Wedding Magnum Champagne is up for sale as well at the moment, and that's expected to actually raise over £30,000 again. So, I mean, she's very much in the news, and obviously as well, it's the Netflix series at the moment as well with The Crown, and this is causing all sorts of royal, I think, consternation.
I mean, there's so much going on, isn't there? I mean, there's quite a bit of upset. But you have to say the actors are great, the cinematography is great, but I just feel it's not fair to the royal family, really, is it? But the thing about the Dom Perignon is the fact that it's the Magnum 1961, and that's actually when Diana was born, and it is special because it was from the wedding, which is the 29th of July 1981.
Yep.
So really, really special. Of course, we have King Charles at COP28. Who'd have thought it? But he is there, and it's really exciting. He's met up with lots of world leaders, chatting away. People, I know, even Pope Francis is going to be there, and Bill Gates and special people like that. And I know that he's opened a special unit, hasn't he?
So, I mean, it's prominent for Scottish people today because, first of all, it's St Andrew's Day, but he's also opened up a Dubai campus now of the Heriot Watt University from Edinburgh. And he's really sort of talking about the future of how green activities can actually happen as well. And Hansef Yousaf, who is the Prime Minister of Scotland as well, or First Minister, I should say, that's how he's called. He's there at the same time. And so basically at the moment, Charles is saying that the new technology to capture greenhouse gases is really encouraging. And so the future of it is fine. And for us, it shows there may be a new etiquette in how royals perceive themselves in the 21st century. In the past, the Queen might not have commented so much on this, but Charles is really much at the forefront because I think, as you say, he's had it really history of most of his life.
He has, I mean, since the 60s. I mean, he's so centre stage now as well. He really has a platform. And the soft sell he has. I mean, imagine speaking to all these people. I mean, I'd love to have his black notebook, that's for sure. But he's such a good connector. So I think this is the perfect setup. And of course, there's something like 70,000 delegates going to be there, or who are there. And it would just be really interesting to see how it goes, because he wasn't allowed to go. Rishi Sunak said no to the last time. Yep. So all is good now.
Yep.
Moving on, the Christmas tree one, which I think is really good fun, and I know that you love to talk about this.
This is really a story from the past. Apparently in 1941, Ian Fleming, who is the author of all the James Bond books, was a spy. And worked in intelligence services. And one day, one Christmas in 1941, he meets another spy from Norway. And Norway has had such a bad time, so he takes the spy to the Savoy Hotel in London, and they have lots of drinks, and there's lots of fun and hilarity. And then afterwards, the Danish spy says, "I have 2 Christmas trees." And the King of Norway at that time was living in London, and so he was going to give one of the Christmas trees to the King of Norway. And so then Fleming said, look, why don't we start a tradition in this country of having a second Norwegian Christmas tree each year in Trafalgar Square? And since that time, every single year for the past 70, 80 years now, the reality is that Norway have supplied the Christmas tree. And yes, guess today, the Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square goes up again.
Isn't that so lovely to have that? Such a nice gesture that we have that each year, which is fabulous. And Doctor Who is back. It's the 60th anniversary. David Tennant is returning. I love David Tennant. And it is fabulous. It's going to be really good fun. And I just think there's the toy maker that's going to be involved somewhere. So there's obviously some deviousness going on. Jodie Whittaker was the 13th Doctor. And now she's going to be sort of metamorphosed into David Tennant, I believe. So, I mean, there's lots going on, so many celebrations. And I think they actually film it in Cardiff, don't they? I've sent some artists there before. But all good fun, and there's the Doctor Who shop that most people don't know about. It's called the Who Shop, and they provide lots of things for Comic-Con, which is a special event that happens. I think the biggest one is San Diego. So anyone interested in sci-fi and comics and things to go there. And there's one actually at the NEC, I think, in the next couple of days, which is really good fun. And we've got Girls Aloud, who are coming back for their 21st anniversary tour in 2024, and it's really special because obviously the girls, one, it's a special time, but also they're going to be celebrating Sarah Harding, who unfortunately passed of cancer, but it's going to be a special time. And I think the celebratory side of things and bringing up all these fabulous songs that everyone remembers, it's a really warm feeling. I think, you know, especially at a time like this, it's bringing the girls back. It's really hearty. I really enjoy that. So it's really good fun.
I think so, and I think the reality nowadays is with aspects like that, and I know that there seems to be a lot of celebrity news at the moment as well, because obviously as well we've got John Lennon's Mosaic now sort of being auctioned today as well, Friday, and so it is quite an interesting thing again that apparently this was in his swimming pool, I understand.
So it's the Psychedelic Eye, the swimming pool mosaic goes to auctions at BOEHM's, again a lot of it's at BOEHM's. So obviously in the 60s he commissioned this, it's a 17,000 tile psychedelic eye, it was at his place in Kenwood, his house, which is not Kenwood in Hampstead, as I always think. It's not there. In Surrey, yeah. So John and Cynthia Lennon acquired this large rustic house. Now this wonderful mosaic is up for sale. And I know at a time as well, it actually was used for other things as well, for exhibitions and things like that. But Joe Retrovata is the master tiler who put it all together. So we'll just see how much it goes for, hey?
And we've got one last very quick bit of gossip. The name of Banksy.
The name of Banksy?
is apparently it's been let slip, and I'm not sure how true this is, but his name is Robbie Banks. So this has been let slip from a video earlier. So goodness me.
It was from years ago, wasn't it? Something the BBC dropped when they found the archives. It's Robbie, so it could be Robert.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robin, a little version of it,
Absolutely.
But it's always having a tip.
Anyway, we must move on.
Our wonderful friend, and she is so talented, so I look forward to this. Diane Floyd BOEHM with us. I'm so thrilled. She's fabulous, an award-winning author, a great broadcaster, and so creative, the best storyteller I know. Hi, Diane.
Hi, thank you for that warm introduction. I'm turning red.
You're more than welcome. I mean, you're so fabulous. And I know that you used to be a school teacher. And obviously now that you write these fabulous books for children. And is it young adults you write for as well?
That's correct, young adults. But I love being in the classroom and inspiring young children. So my heart is always there.
That's brilliant, and your storytelling and your research that you do as well into your books. I know there are so many books that you've written, and are there any that you want to talk about today?
Sure, I'll be happy to. So my latest book, guys, I'm so proud. It made Amazon #2 top selling of young adult historical fiction. Isn't that amazing?
That's great. That's fabulous. Is that Ruby Takes Chicago?
That's exactly right. And it's based on my grandmother. This is the second of the series. And it really deals with, you know, what women went through. Women weren't supposed to be in the workforce. And so it's really fun and exciting and has a love story and actually several love stories and deals with prohibition and women's rights, etc. So it will keep you going. It's an easy read.
So that's brilliant. So it's actually really empowering as well for girls.
Absolutely. And that's what I wanted to do. And that's certainly what my grandmother and my mom did for me. They empowered me to go after my dreams. And when you fall down, just go, what did you learn? And keep going.
And I know secretly you've got 5 brothers. So I just wondered, has that got anything to do with empowering women or?
Oh, I am so blessed to have had 5 brothers. They, you know, because they were so strong in everything that they do. And it never, I was like, okay, I can do that too. And off I went. And it never dawned on me just because I was a girl, I couldn't do something because I just didn't grow up in that type of family. It's like, if you want it, go out and earn the money and make it happen. Go study, make it happen. What does it take, etc. So that's what I did. Oh, that's the trailer.
That's amazing. So historical fiction, and you can buy that on Amazon, I think.
Absolutely, in all the different countries. It's right there for you. And so it's very exciting to see the second one come out and for so many people to request from the first one, like, okay, well, what happened to Ruby? So I was honored when the publisher said, you have to write the second story. I'm like, really?
Perfect. That's so lovely. I wish we could talk about all your books, but I know you've got Boomer the Curious Bunny as well.
Yes. And thank you for asking about that. Boomer is so amazing. My grandson helped me come up with the name Boomer, but also I'm a baby boomer, so it just made sense. But Boomer is all about embracing imagination. And I want children to, you know, put down their electronics. I want them to go outside and I want them to wiggle their toes and look at the blue sky or ask, why is it raining? I want all of that to happen. And it's really funny because I used to teach technology when it was brand new in the schools, and now I'm all about set it down, let's go enjoy life, let's be in the moment. And that's what Boomer the Curious Bunny does.
Do you know, just quickly, you would get on so well with Queen Camilla, because everything that you do is what she's doing as well, and to try and promote creativity with the young children. So that's thrilling. That's so lovely. And I know, Ian, you want to ask a question as well.
Diane, obviously, you're very well known on USA Global TV. You do several shows, including a royal show and all the different aspects of how Americans see the royal family as well. I'm just very interested in finding out, obviously at the moment, the new series of The Crown in reality has caused quite a lot of contentious issues in Britain, especially with the final days of Diana, the death and the funeral and so forth. And I just wonder, what do you think from an American perspective? Do you think that this is sort of something that Americans enjoy watching, or do you think it's just perhaps got a bit over the top now?
Thank you for the question. The Crown, I was totally into it when it first started. Where we are now, it's really hard for me to digest. I can't speak for all Americans, but I can speak for my friends, and I've had discussions about this. And we basically, I mean, Diana was everything to my generation, and young kids still look up to her today. So people are having a really hard time dealing with The Crown, and I think my friends aren't going to be watching it anymore. But on one more quick note is that people who are making this and writing these extra words in there, they have to remember these are real human beings you're talking about. And I think that's what we find most upsetting, is that we worry about what even the grandchildren of Diannists today are going to be thinking about all of this. I think it's too much pain to go through. My personal opinion.
Thank you, Diane. Well, it's been wonderful talking to you again.
It's been so lovely. So Boomer the Curious Bunny and Ruby Takes Chicago to go and buy on Amazon now. And thank you so much for inspiring and, you know, promoting kindness amongst people. It's so important in today's world.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Diane. Thank you so much.
And hopefully come on more often, because we want to hear, especially with ladies like yourself, what America is thinking of Britain. So thank you for today.
You're welcome, and we love Britain.
Yeah.
And now our final guest today is Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence. Philip, good afternoon to you.
Great to see you both, Ian and Helena. What a joy. I'm excited to be here as always.
And a globe trotter as well. My goodness, we've been chasing you all over the globe in the past couple of weeks.
I've been very fortunate. A few weeks ago, I was in South Africa coaching and training a beautiful hotel by the name of the Royal Boutique Hotel and the Pineapple House Boutique Hotel. I was training their team, and it was fantastic. The feedback has been exemplary, which gives me goosebumps, and that's why we do what we do.
So I know in the past few days you've been at a business conference in London. What do you think businesses need now? What's the etiquette that's required to actually push British business forward?
I love that question, Ian, and we don't have a long time to discuss this because we could really dive in deep, but I would give a couple of really dynamic principles and share my thoughts here. One of them is, let's focus on the client. Let's get to know the client really, really well and serve them in the way they like to be treated and dealt with. I think businesses now have become too pushy. I think businesses don't make the time to be polite and friendly and caring. Often when you phone an organization, it's very abrupt. You feel that you're sort of interrupting someone, or you feel that you might be being a bit of a nuisance. And I think businesses right now, and this goes from huge businesses right down to your small boutique business, look after your clients. Make sure that one size does not fit all. One size fits one. Get to know your clients exceptionally well. We run an amazing program called Hospitality Intelligence, HQ, which is fascinating because the material we deliver is not in any textbook. It is genuinely giving organizations these tools to build your business and take it to the next level. And that's where I think a lot of businesses are disconnecting.
And do you think at the moment, obviously, you know, there's a lot of talk about how British business is going to go ahead. Do you think that there are still opportunities for British business, and where do you see the opportunities for the future?
For me, the opportunity lies in giving their team, as in the employees, the opportunity to make decisions, to be creative, to the ability to accept change, to really develop and work on our emotional intelligence, our leadership skills, our diversity intelligence. And we really need to, with a fine sort of laser, be very, very focused on building and growing the people within our organization, because it's one thing that's very, very true. There are very few businesses that have an unhappy team that serve their clients badly or well, should I say. Yeah. In other words, look after your team, and the energy and that amazing ethos and synergy will sort of ripple into working with other businesses globally.
And Helena, I know you've got a question as well about King Charles.
King Charles. Well. So obviously King Charles, COP28, he's there, which we're not surprised about at all. And obviously he's very different to the late Queen Elizabeth II, and he's trotted off centre stage. He's got a lot to say. I mean, he's been talking about climate change since the 60s, so he's qualified really to be there. He'll be mixing with loads of different people, different faiths. It's really quite a mix of people, all there for one thing. But you know, when it comes to lots of people and him being there, what do you think etiquette-wise is needed, or what would you advise him? And it'd be interesting to know your thoughts.
Absolutely. Well, firstly, I totally agree with you. I think I'm going to sort of add a little bit to this in the sense that King Charles has been way ahead of the program for many, many years, right across in conservation, climate change, in organic foods and that sort of thing. So he definitely deserves a seat at the table. When it comes to King Charles, I think what's important is he's a worldly gentleman. He's traveled a lot. So understanding how to connect with the various cultures that will be represented there, the various countries that are going to be represented there, and vice versa. I think this is where that word etiquette, or those rules of engagement, and understanding how important that is, how to make that long-lasting impression and greet someone in the way they would like to be greeted. In other words, that they're the way they are accustomed to. And that is very, very important. We all have wonderful cultural differences, and that's what makes this world so wonderful and colorful and brings a whole different angle to the way we sort of are able to travel and mix and mingle. But we do need to understand that the importance of cultural differences are right there, and we need to accept that. And that's one of the things I shared earlier about diversity intelligence, is understanding who am I connecting with and how should I engage with that individual.
I take a sort of a view at the moment of, are we seeing a brand new style of etiquette from the royal family? Because the Queen, I don't think, would have ever gone to something like this, and especially talked about it as well. And obviously she was interested in these types of affairs, and the future of the world at the same time. So are we seeing a new style of etiquette from the royal family, and especially from King Charles?
Definitely, without a doubt. This is a great representation of our country. We've been we've been talking a lot and very loudly about climate change and what we ought to be doing. And yes, there have been moves there are moves in that direction. But I think with a head of state, a head of this country, a head of the United Kingdom and the various countries that we still are affiliated with and associated with, having King Charles there is a wonderful representation. And absolutely, I think the royal family, as we all know, is very much there to serve, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's really putting his best foot forward, and I know he's got a lot to say. And again, as I said, he is so well positioned to bang that drum and make a noise about what we ought to be doing to bring things and speed things up, because we are living in a very fragile environment right now globally.
And Philip, tell us, how can people get in contact with you, so that you can actually give them advice? And I know there's lots of different aspects to your work as well. Just give us a brief summary of what you actually do again.
Certainly. As a brand, as an organization, we are very focused on giving people the tools and the skills to put their best foot forward. So one of our slogans is building confidence, changing lives. And the other strapline is live, learn, teach, inspire. As an organization, we focus on a train the trainer, which gives people the tools to step into our shoes and go out there and deliver the coaching and training that we deliver. We deliver broad strokes. We're not one of those organizations that focus on the do's and don'ts. It's far deeper than that. I've shared with you on the show before about the correlation of etiquette, manners, emotional intelligence, and all of those things coming together. And that is very much what this organization baseline is and foundation is all about. We focus on children coaching and training. We focus on working with teenagers, as you can well imagine. Not even off the back of the pandemic, but just in general, mental health is a huge issue globally. And I was actually listening to something on television not so long ago. I don't want to bring negativity into play, but we in this country are losing one child to suicide is one too many, but we're losing far too many. And it's the biggest killer of people from 35 down. And it's devastating. So as an organization, we work a lot with people, building their mindset, giving them the tools to put their best foot forward. And I can give you some wonderful success stories on that front there. And then, as I said, we go into the polished professional, we go into emotional intelligence coaching and training, the hospitality intelligence training. So it's quite a wide but very focused. It's all really about being excellent. And again, we have the ability to work with luxury brands around the world on customer excellence, customer service.
Absolutely. And finally, how can people get in contact with you?
The best thing to do is the BritishSchoolofExcellence.com website, www.thebritishschoolofexcellence.com, or you're very welcome to email us at hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. And we love engaging, either booking a call on our calendar or over the telephone or email if that suits.
Bless you all. Thank you so much today.
Thank you.
We've
Always
come
so
to the
much
end of our
knowledge.
show again, as
We
always.
have. Always successful.
So it's been a very interesting show again, and quite a diverse show again today. And we've brought one of our great American friends across as well. So I'm pleased about that at the same time. So it's been a great show again today. So for me, Ian Pelham-Turner.
And from me, Helena CHARD.
This has been the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show on ALB UK Television. We will again see you next week. Hopefully more from Philip as well in the future. And have a great week. Keep tuned and stay safe. And coming up to Christmas, have a great Christmas. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.